Old hand-painted signs, faded advertisements. You might have seen those worn-off labels in the streets of Hong Kong. But what exactly are they? Today we're at the Foreign Correspondents Club, where a photo exhibition about these signs is just happening right behind these walls.
The photo exhibition by Potts and Ben Marans looks into the ghost signs of Hong Kong. For 4 years, Billy and Ben ventured around the city, and for the first time, signs captured by the two are framed in this private club in Central.
A ghost sign, put simply, is a sign left over after the business or the person or whatever organization behind it has disappeared or moved.
Is there a particular ghost sign that was captured here in this exhibition that you feel really connected to?
Well, actually, there's a very interesting one which is right here behind us, behind me. And it was taken not too far away from here at 60 Hollywood Road. So today, there's a sugarcane juice shop there. And a couple years ago, somebody basically lost control of their car and hit the side of that building. And then a piece of stone fell off the building. So that stone actually had the date when that architecture company put it there. But then when we looked inside the hole, actually we found that there was a bit of a sign inside it with one character that we could read, Fat. The sign belonged to the bookshop. And this bookshop was actually no ordinary bookshop, and it actually used to sell banned publications for the new culture movement.
And is that why that's so significant? Because you actually can see the history, the brand, but also the people in there.
Well, I think that the most significant thing about ghost signs is it's a trace left behind by all sorts of people. In this particular area, people have left behind a trace of themselves, and this is a rare opportunity to look into lives, communities, businesses, industries, which we don't know so much about. So actually one of my favorite ones here is from the Jumbo restaurant, or Jumbo Palace, which used to be 3 floating restaurants in Aberdeen. And one of the most famous ones, the Jumbo Palace, it went out of business, basically, and it was being towed to Cambodia when it capsized and sank close to the Paracel Islands in 2022, which of course means that the sign is now for nothing. I think that it is such a direct reflection of Hong Kong, its identity, the way that we make signs. From my background as a writer and a designer, I was able to use skills to look into it. We used to have people actually paint out these billboards, and these very same professionals used to paint signs and advertisements as well. So it was a real privilege to be able to talk to somebody who was actually involved in this.
How did the conversation go?
Well, I actually met 2 of them. It was quite remarkable. So I met one first because he's already quite famous. His name is Jimmy Kung. And he's very famous for painting billboards and movie posters. I met his senior colleague, and his surname is Mr. Ko. And Mr. Ko was able to tell me much more about his career. So beyond sign painting, he then actually went on to a career designing sets for TV and for music videos for Cantopop. And he eventually became so good at this that his ultimate crowning achievement was doing the signage and the backdrop for the handover ceremony in 1997, not just for the British or for the Chinese, but for both. I think that people move on and go about their daily life without realizing what's going on. The city is actually made up of layers and layers and layers of writing and evidence of people who have come before, and also the ways that neighborhoods used to be.
Is that why you're just so interested in looking into the signs, because of the culture, the history?
The form of it, the design of it, the scripts, the fonts, the way they put Chinese and English together. A really nice reflection of our multicultural society.
Ben, on the other hand, finds it fascinating to document these signs through his lens. As a street photographer coming from Canada 7 years ago, he wants to tell the stories of Hong Kong and looks into what goes on in the streets of this cosmopolitan.
Do you think there's more ghost signs in Hong Kong than anywhere else?
Not necessarily. There may be. The nature of development and redevelopment in Hong Kong means there's always transition. And so ghost signs can be up one day and gone the next. This image here, which is Pan Hoi Street in Quarry Bay, this sign is more than 60 years old, and it really only emerged for about 3 weeks. So this is a plot of land that's being redeveloped, and now it's gone. The buildings are gone, and they're no more.
What made you exactly look for ghost signs? Is there something that draws you in?
It's a treasure hunt. It's an opportunity to go out and find something and learn something new about the city that we live in. Similar to street art, you don't need to go into a museum to find it. You can just walk out your front door. This building that we're in, there's a ghost sign down the stairs on the wall of the building. Is an old sign from the Hong Kong Water Department. And they're all across the city to let people know the different pipes and water access that was down below. They're color coded depending on the type of water that is. Could be salt water for flushing, fresh water, or whatnot. Years ago, the water department went digital, and so they no longer use these signs. One of the challenges with ghost signs is sometimes they're on the tops of buildings. And so seeing it from down below can be a challenge. I've used a drone at times to fly and to capture ghost signs.
Where did you guys actually go for these pictures? Because you went around Hong Kong. Is there a particular district?
Generally, older neighborhoods have more ghost signs. More neighborhoods with commercial businesses versus residential often have more ghost signs. And so that's often where we gravitate.
How many ghost signs have you actually spotted so far?
Yeah, we have documented sort of officially about 300 ghost signs. We're in the development phase of a web app where people will be able to go out and gather ghost signs for themselves, for us, for this project. There's really no limit to it, and this is it's a historical conservation piece.
The building itself is a piece of history. Home to the Foreign Correspondents Club for 42 years, it was once a storage warehouse for refrigerated goods. Today it serves as a gathering place for journalists and photographers, making it an ideal setting for the exhibition.
Ghost signs are more than remnants of our past. They tell us stories of our local communities and also about the disappearing bits of our city. Look around, you might just find the next ghost sign yourself.